now we look at the schooling system and we think it was great and this and that. And then you've got John Rockefeller. I think he created the system in the 1920s or 1930s. And then women were wanting rights to vote, equal rights, and they got the rights to vote. But the reason why they got the rights to vote is so that when they got jobs, they had to put their kids through school. And when your kids are put through school, they're in the system. Because if you've got your kids for 7 years, 14 years, 20 years, if you go to university, it's a long time to program the minds of any human being. You're not programmed from the parents. Skin to skin is so important from a newborn and the mother. Nowadays, there's so much debt. Women have to go out and work 2 jobs. And listen, it's unbelievable, but having that control when your kid taken away from you, then get the abandonment issues and then other people raising your kids, you don't know what the fuck other people have got in their mind, especially 100%. Teachers, anyone who's raising your children, because everybody's a lot of fucking stinking thinking out there with a lot of fucking crazy people. Imagine having your kid being raised, because your kid doesn't really look at what your mum and dad says. They tend to go with what their friends say and what their teachers say. So it's, your kids aren't being raised by you; they've been raised by the system and external force.
So the question is, can you break that instantly?
Of course you can.
Instantly.
Not instantly. It's difficult.
Okay. Can I give you a mindset data set on how potentially you can instantly break it?
Go.
So I've been developing this thesis, right? And the thesis that I've been developing, I was sharing with some buddies over the last couple of days. It's about the brain and the mind, right? Because we talk about mindset. Right? But it's like, what is mindset? Everybody talks about mindset. Like, what is mindset? But we begin to talk about how people operate, and everybody talks about vibes and frequencies, and you have to be in a good vibe, or you have to elevate your vibration. People talk about these things. What does it mean? What do all these things mean? How does it practically become applicable to my life? Nikola Tesla said that the primary function of the brain is to receive information because it operates as a transmitter. The problem with most people is that their mind is full of static. Porn, music, addictions, drugs. Their mind is full of static noise, social media. They have no clarity, number one. Number two, like a radio station. Imagine, I was telling a buddy, you're driving down 1950s, 1960s. You're cruising down the highway 66 in the Midwest, right? Old school car. You're tuning up the radio. The frequency already exists. What you do in order to tap into that frequency and into that state is you need to tune the radio. The frequency state of whatever it is that you want, it already exists in its plane of manifestation. You just have to position yourself there. So what if all your trauma, all your belief systems, you're just operating at a lower vibrational frequency state, which is what's causing you to experience that state of reality. And by changing your frequency state, and then we'll talk about what is the highest form of frequency, you elevate your consciousness. And by elevating your consciousness, now you position yourself as a master of your mind, because it's all a battle of the mind. That's what they're after, your mind. But you can instantly break the illusion by changing the frequency that you're in, by that divine inspiration. So what is the highest form of frequency? We see the charts, they talk about enlightenment. What the fuck is enlightenment? We have all these ambiguous terms, but nobody asks themselves what they mean. So you begin to look at it. Well, right under enlightenment is the vibrational frequency of love, which most people are like, hey, love is the most powerful thing. No, it's not. It's not the most powerful thing. What is enlightenment? There was a test that was conducted that took about 20 years. It was called SPAIN, the Scale of Positive and Negative Emotions, where they put individuals into a Faraday cage. And a Faraday cage was basically a place that's covered with like aluminum foil that allows no frequency to come in, no 5G, no Wi-Fi, nothing. So you put subjects inside of this Faraday cage, inside the SPAIN, the Scale of Positive and Negative Emotion, this test, and you begin prompting them with different things to trigger what vibrational frequencies within their body. And they realized after different prompts and after 20 years of research that the highest form of vibrational frequency is the vibrational frequency of authenticity, to be the truest form of yourself. The problem is most people are not them. They're shells of the ambitions and the desires of other people. So once you live authentically and in truth, right, which is the key, you elevate yourself to that vibrational frequency where you realize who you actually are, and you don't condition yourself or limit yourself by all the past. And by breaking that illusion, you instantly enter a new paradigm of reality. And I truly believe that you can break that with full confidence right away, because the mind can conquer everything.
The beautiful thing about the mind, you can change it, but again, when you're in the system, you've got to look at the schooling system as well. Everybody's wearing the same uniforms, so everything's to be the same. Instead of the school's the left side part of the brain, which is your memorization, not the right side, which is your creativity and individuality. Nobody wants to be creative and individual anymore, though, because we're all fucking scared. We look at the Kim Kardashians and want to be part, all the women want to be part of them, all the fucking lip fillers, the fake hair, the fake tits, arse implants. Even the people in kitchens are cooking dinners. You've got the frying pans are poisoned, the fucking oils, your foods, the waters. What chance have people got? And if you start breaking this down to people, because even these conversations, as much as people can get things off from it, it's also scary for people, because people are stuck in their own little bubble, in their own little world, working 9 to 5, going home, waking up the next day, doing the exact same shit, listening to the same music in the car, going home, brushing their teeth the same, putting their socks on the same way, their pajamas the same way. If you start saying everything's fucking poisoned, it scares the shit out of people. But you actually, that's why people have got to question it. Google it. Look at your fucking non-stick frying pan. Look at your waters. Look what chemical. Don't look at the calories. Look what chemicals are in it. Look at everything. And it's hard because people are just so caught up. Lunchtime, they'll go to the shop, they'll go to Tesco, buy the sandwiches, buy the water, buy the biscuits, whatever they want to buy.
But what I've come to realize for like some of these basic things is that it's about awareness. And what we do is like, we just tell people, like, for example, why would you cook on boiling water with a plastic spoon? It doesn't make sense, because you're going to have microplastics infiltrated into the water. Naturally makes sense. A lot of people are not aware about that. But every person that I've said, hey, use a wooden spoon instead, nobody's come back to me like, oh, you're a fucking piece of shit. No, everybody's like, oh yeah, you know what? That makes sense. Let me buy it on Amazon for $4. And it's just this collective consciousness of just, hey, do better on here, do better on here, do better on here. So once again, it comes from a place of authenticity. So once again, people need to be in a situation whereby they're willing to learn. And I understand what you mean. I just see a lot of potential in humanity.
Everybody's got potential.
I think even with all the poisoning and everything, they can't hold us down. You know what I mean? That I think that there's a renaissance of the mind that's taking place. People are waking up. I see it in my community. I see millions of people, bro, like the people just waking up to, hey, just the water being poisoned, or, you know, just the music choices. And it doesn't have to be fundamental, radical changes all right away. It doesn't have to be. But the journey of 1,000 miles always starts with the first step. It's just like, what's the next thing that I should do? The next thing and the next thing, and just self-improving. And then the last part, which I think is key, but this is very hard to master, is self-talk. How you talk to yourself about yourself. I think a lot of people talk to themselves the way that they've been trained on how others talk to them when they fail. So when you fail, people shit on you, right? So when you fail internally, you shit on yourself too, because that's how you've been taught to interact with somebody that fails. But what if when you fail, you treat yourself with kindness and grace and respect, knowing that you didn't know any better most of the time, even though you're being blamed exteriorly that you are a culprit, but in fact, maybe you just are figuring it out. And maybe the failure from the outside isn't the way that you should interact with it. So the fear of failure, the fear of trying, the fear of change comes from how we've interacted with failure. So we need to reprogram how we look at failure. Failure is just trying. If you tried 1,000 times and you failed and then you succeeded, everybody would forget about all the failures, because that's how it works. You just got to continue batting. You look at, I think it was Federer. He did a keynote, a speech, and he said, you know, like, I missed half of my shots. Like, half of my shots are just fails. That's the game. You're going to fail more than you're going to succeed. This is the name of the game.
But words are powerful, and I've been saying this, man, for years. I worked with his interpreter, Dr. Emoto, who used to take photos of the crystals of water. So people who are listening or watching, Google that, man, and you'll see how words are powerful.
Yes.
Because I do affirmations every morning, but sometimes you forget as well, and I swear a lot as well. So as much as I know all this shit, I don't fucking actually practice what I preach either. But if you can do affirmations, they say it takes 21 days to break a habit, 21 days to create a new one, Joe Dispenza talks about the neural pathways and how you can change the neurons, and new neurons which fire together, wired together, with doing something consistently, then puts that in the subconscious mind. And like, the world can be beautiful. And I'm in Scotland, so I see a lot of beauty. I travel the world, and 99.9% of people I meet are amazing as well. Just that striking up that conversation. I don't know what they do when they go home. I don't fucking care, if I'm honest. But when you actually just break it down, human beings are good. They're fucking good. And if there's catastrophes or there's bad stuff, our main instinct and first instinct is to go and help people. We're genuinely good. It's just everybody's confused. We talk about music. We talk about the CIA that were involved with rap music, 808s, which changes the frequency. Certain music can change the chemicals in your body. Like, what's your theory in all this?
It's true, bro. It all comes back down to vibrational frequency. Like that, it's what it comes down to. That's why they're trying to fuck up your frequencies, bro. That's why you have EMF. That's why you have 5G. Like, all these things are designed to create what? Static. So you have no ability to get free thought, no ability to have inspiration, no ability to tap into the divine. None of these things happen. What is prayer? And people pray, what is it? Just Father, thou art in heaven. No, that's not prayer. Prayer is connection. It's literally in the word. How do you connect? That's the question. How do you connect if you're full of static? How do you connect when you're literally consuming the poison?
What about the clothes? They say there's some stuff in clothes at the end, because skin's the biggest organ.
Everything. I mean, your skin is an organ, so everything you interact with, it's getting absorbed. So polyester is basically a synonym for plastic. Most people are just wearing plastic all day.
I think fluoride's I think more people have woke up to fluoride in a toothpaste and the waters now. 100%. I think that's the main
one. And fluoride is a new thing. It's a recent psyop. It hasn't been around for that long. It wasn't, maybe 100 years, maybe 80 years, but fluoride wasn't a thing. This idea of fluoride strengthening your teeth isn't a thing. You can literally pull up carcasses and skeletons and skulls from back in the day, full sets of teeth, never brushed their teeth once, no cavities. So what exactly is causing the deficiencies? Then you go to the food, high fructose corn syrup, seed oils, all these things fucking up your system. Now you look at how the teeth are connected to what? The nerve system, and the nerve system connected to your brain. So now the health of your mouth and the health of your teeth is directly correlated with what? The health of your brain, which people aren't aware. So everything ties together. Everything works in symbiosis. That's why the mastery is to get to a place in life where you have the ability to work on yourself. Because we're so fucked up that you need to get to a place of basic freedom where you have the ability to work on yourself. And you can do it with a job. It's not about the job. It's about what you do with your time. So what you do with your energy and your resources. And even people, and I get it, bro, like we come from different backgrounds, but we have to be positive. We have to hope for the best. And even if somebody's background is really terrible, they might even consider that their situation isn't that bad, right? So it might be terrible for us, but for them, they may see a way out. So even if you're fucked up, even if you have a bad turnout, there's still a way around.